Take a deep breath in all the way down to the belly. And as you let the breath go, just let go of anything that you're holding on to. Feel a sense of relief. On your next exhale, observe the ground beneath you a little bit more. Let it feel like your body's really connecting to the ground. Maybe your mat is like giving you a little hug, or maybe the floor is just kind of opening up a little to absorb you. Quite often, this is the place that we can ground our minds, can stop us from overthinking. It can create more comfort, security, safety. And normality, whatever that is anymore. So just bring up a few gentle movements back into the body. If you're sat down, we're going to begin laying down this evening. Everyone drawing knees in towards the chest. Maybe having a little rock from side to side. Or just stay still. Happy baby pose. Slide your knees either side of the rib cage. Stack the ankles up over the knees and then hold on to wherever your arms comfortably reach without your lower back rounding to help you get there. And just allow the inner thighs to lengthen wide. And then you can choose to have a little rock side to side if you wish. Just gently contracting the abdominals to provide a little bit more control. Feel the inhalation spreading widthways into the body, so into the side of the ribcage, into the width of your pelvis. You're going to lower onto one side. Doesn't matter which way you go, but let go of your whatever you're holding onto. Drop one leg down to the side, take hold of the top ankle of the top hand, or whatever you can reach, or if you can't quite reach it, use something to hold your foot. Roll the shoulder blade back and together. Squeeze your butt cheek to try and open out your thigh and your hip. If you feel like you're overarching your back or your belly is protruding forwards, then just engage the abdominals by lifting the pubic bone up towards the belly button. Again, find that connection to the ground. So we're almost going to push the body down into the floor a little bit more, so we have that stability and control. And then we can find the lightness more in the upper body and pull and the upper leg. That's a thing. And just try and pull the knee behind the hip a little bit further. If you wish to, bottom foot can lightly tap on the knee, just guide back a little bit more, but keep pressing down through the outer edge of that bottom leg to provide that stability. Gently release. I'm going to roll it over onto the other side of the body. Again, taking the top ankle with the top hand. Finding that light tightness through the front of the belly, rolling the top shoulder back. So we're going to open out the shoulder, we open out the chest a little as well at the same time. With the knees lifting a little bit higher, just drop it down. And bottom foot can lightly tap the thigh of the top leg and guide it back a little further. Just check your hip though is stacking directly over the other hip. So top hip over the bottom hip. Often we can pull that hip back. That makes it a lot harder to balance and maintain hip extension. Just take 2 more breaths. And gently come back to the center. Hug the knees into the chest. And then sit yourself up. Soles of feet together, knees wide. So you can adjust feet in a little bit closer if your hips are happy to allow that today, or just slide the feet out further away so you can sit comfortably. We're going to take a reach onto the diagonal here. The hips stay still. Just turn the upper part of the upper body over the width of the shin. Pull the belly in and back. And then keep pulling the hip bone of the side that you're stretching away from. Keep pulling that back. You're welcome to be a little bit higher here and then focus on lengthening down the side of your lower back. Use the exhalation to allow your torso to become heavier. Your hips to let go of what they're holding on to. And your whole body to melt to the floor. Two more breaths. And walk your hands over onto the other diagonal. Take your time, because sometimes that can feel a bit weird going from one deeply stretched side across to the other. Check how this side feels. Can you soften your inner thigh a little bit more? Can you relax your neck and your shoulders? Can you soften your touch with the ground? Two more breaths. And then when you come up, keep one leg where it is, then swap the other leg around so the knee comes to the sole of that foot. Then hand behind, so your front leg, your front hands, then squeeze the bum, push the hips forwards, lift the arm up and then over your ear, or just search anywhere that feels nice for you. This supporting hand, screw your hand down and out, so it feels like your shoulder is opening out. Your eye gaze can look down or it can look up, it can look anywhere you like. Just find comfort in your neck. Keep squeezing your butt and then feeling like your hips are opening wider from the front. Gently lower down. I'm going to swap the legs the other way around. So you can just lift the feet where they are and roll the knees over. Or if you don't have the space, find the space. Move it into a right space. Pressing down to the shin, both shins. Pushing out of the floor with the hand. So we've always got that rooted energy. Pressing down to find that lighter energy lifting away. Gently lower, hips to the floor, arm down. Spin your feet round and come onto hands and knees. Then inhaling, one arm's going to lift it up and open. Exhaling, thread that arm underneath to the other side. Drop the shoulder down, lift the eye gaze up to the opposite shoulder. Then unravel. So we're going to do 5 of those in total. Breathing in, expand the reach of your arms. Breathing out, pull the belly in, stabilize your hips and rotate the upper body. So moving mindfully, moving with intent. Did I say 5? If I didn't, that's what I mean. Observe your shins when you're doing this. If one shin wants to lift off the ground, it's an indication that the hip is unstable on that side. So engage the inner thighs and push the legs out a little wider. After 5, swap over and do the other side. Shoulder doesn't have to come all the way to the floor if it feels like you're compromising the rest of your body to do so. You can simply just slide the arm underneath where it goes to and unravel it. After your 5, coming back onto all fours, breathing in, opening the chest into upward cat, breathing out into downward cat, suck everything up towards the spine, breathing in, open, so open the front of the shoulder out, draw the shoulder blades back, breathing out, roll the shoulders in as you push the ground, and push the ground away. I don't know what else I was going to say then. If it feels good for your back, have a little roll around through the spine, push the hips to one side, the shoulders to the other. Just explore it. There's no right, there's no wrong. Yeah, doesn't that feel good? Downward dog. Take your hands a little bit further forwards. Lift the hips up and back. Draw the belly in. Soften the knees if you need to find more length in the lower back here. And just pedal the feet up and down a few times. Again, connecting to the floor, so we're spreading the weight across the ball of the foot. Spreading the fingers so they're as wide as you can with the fingertips pressing down. Breathing in, come forwards into plank. Then either drop to the knees or stay on the toes. Breathe out, lower halfway down. Inhaling into cobra or upward dog. Exhaling into downward dog. Press the chest and thigh back. Inhale to plank. So feel free to float at this part. Exhale down at your own pace. Breathing in, open the chest into your back bend, pull the shoulders back more. Breathing out into downward dog, push the ground away. So just this little section, back into plank when you're ready. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your belly. Connect to every part of your body. Feel it. Feel every tiny muscle. Every big muscle. Feel the connection to the ground. When you're next in downward dog, stay there. And then lift the right leg to find three-legged dog. Doesn't matter how high you lift it, just reach the leg away. Then bend the knee, open your hip. So you're stretching the inner thighs on both legs. Step the foot forwards between the hands. If it doesn't get there, pick it up. Slide it forwards to the knee stacks over the ankle. Then take a pull back of the hips into pyramid. So you can have the knee down here in both of those movements if you choose. Lift the hips, suck the belly in. Stepping forwards as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold, tuck the chin, relax the shoulders. Inhale to rise. Now here, take the weight into your right leg. Just trying to work out which one that is. Tree pose. Left foot either light to floor, below the knee, or pick it up above the knee. So yeah, weight into the right leg, left leg up. Take the right arm underneath the left arm for an eagle in your tree. You're right there, Malc. Press down through every corner of the foot so you've got that strong grounding, and then pull up through the inner edge and the outer edge of both legs. So the arm that's on the top, which is your left arm, you're then going to tilt the fingers over towards the left diagonal. And it's an eagle stuck on a branch in a tree. Tuck your right butt cheek in and under. Nice. Relax the arms. Take them behind, clasp. Draw the shoulder blades back, lift and open. Turn the knee forwards. And then take the leg back. Or warrior 3. You can tap the toe to the floor if you'd rather. Or lift the leg. Squeeze the bum, squeeze the shoulder blades. Bring your hands down to the floor. Lounge the foot along, step back to lunge. Step back to downward dog. Hands down, slide back. Left leg rises, 3-legged dog. Pull the belly in. Bend the knee at the top, open the hip. Keep screwing your hands and the ball of the other foot into the floor so we've got that grounded energy. Step the foot forwards between the hands to lunge. Again, power down through the heel into the ball of the foot for stability. Pulling the hips back into pyramid, suck the belly in. You're welcome to come higher if that's better for you. Shifting forwards on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Rise on the inhale. Take tree, weight into your right leg. No, left leg, other side. Then like to the floor, below the knee or above the knee again. This time, take your left arm under your right arm to create eagle arms. If this doesn't quite feel right for you, feel free to take hold of the shoulders with the right arm over the top of the left arm and then pull the shoulders forwards as if you're in cat. Press your forearms together and then tilt towards the right diagonal. Nice. Now, where is your weight? Is your weight over the center of your foot? Everyone looks so stable and controlled. It looks awesome. Observe the tiny little movements in your ankles, in your calves, in your hips, in your knees. Taking the hands behind the back and clasp, turning the knee forwards. Roll the shoulder blades back and down, and then slide the leg back as you hinge forwards. Warrior 3. Again, you can tap the foot down. Focus on lengthening the torso, squeezing the belly in, and if your leg is lifting, squeezing your butt cheek. Release your hands, bring them down to the floor, take a long step back to lunge. Then either choose to rest in child's pose or flow, stepping back into plank first. Taking your time, controlling your descent. Nice. Open the chest by sliding the sternum forwards. Downward dog on the exhale. Right leg rises on the inhale, 3-legged dog. At the top, bend the knee, open the hip, keep reaching firmer into that right arm. Step the foot forwards as you inhale to lunge. Press the hip down, push out the back heel, Exhaling, push down firmly through the ball of the foot to lengthen your right leg into pyramid. Breathing in, step forwards. Breathing out, forward fold, lift your belly towards the ceiling. Inhale, rise. Weight into your right leg. Tree. Left leg lifts. Take the right arm under the left arm. Tilt the fingers onto the left diagonal so we get that deeper sensation into the shoulders. Pull the belly in. Feel confident that you have control. Even if you don't, say it in your mind, I have control. Releasing the hands, take them behind the back, clasp, roll the shoulder blades back and down. Take the foot off the leg, push the foot back. So actively feel that push into the heel of the foot as we come into warrior three. One more breath in. One more breath out. Take a long step back, land. Release the hands to the floor. Stepping back into downward dog. Awesome. Left leg rises, breathing in. Breathing out, bend the knee. At the top, open the hip. Now, can you push down with the hands down with the foot? How different does that feel? Step the foot forwards on the inhale, lunge. Exhale to your pyramid. Nice level hips by pressing down through the inner edge of both feet. Stepping forwards on the inhale, on the exhale, fold. Relax the neck on the way down. Rise on the inhale. Weight into your other leg, left leg. Tree. Right foot rises. Yeah. Then that connection that we have with the floor, find it with your leg, whichever part of your other leg that you're pressing into, press firm, feel connected. Take your left arm under the right arm for your eagle arms. And then tilt the fingers towards the right side. Find that confidence, that control. Awesome. Release the hands behind the back. Clasp, roll the shoulder blades back and down. Take the knee, foot off the leg. Flex the foot and then push the leg back. Again, you're welcome to do whatever you need to do to maintain balance and control. Keep pressing down through the big toe, the little toe, the heel of the foot. Gently land. Long step back, hands to floor. Either find downward dog or flow there. Plank to lower. Squeeze the mid back to controlly open the chest. Nice, downward dog. Lift your right leg, the three-legged dog. At the top, bend the knee, open the hip. Keep lifting the knee up towards the ceiling. Find that lightness in the lifted leg and the strength in the supporting limbs. Step the foot forwards to lunge on the inhale. Lengthen your body forwards, lengthen the leg back. Pyramid. Tighten the belly, push into the ground. Yeah. This time you're going to step straight forwards into forward fold. Then place the hands to the shins and breathing into flat back. Gently squeeze the rib cage together. So the sides of the rib cage knit into the centre. If you need to bend your knees more, then do so, but try and focus on a long, straight back. Circling the arms behind the back and clasp, opening the chest forwards. Pull the belly in and fold again. If you find it hard to clasp the hands, hold the wrists or the forearms instead. If you can, bring the heels of the hands together to get a deeper opening through the shoulders. Or again, you can let the hands part further if it's a struggle to be there. You're welcome again to bend your knees even more so your chest can rest on the thighs. And then just keep letting your hands fall towards the ground. Then just observe, how does one side feel in comparison to the other? Do you have one side here which feels tighter? Gently walk your eye gaze forwards. Let your blood pressure stabilise gradually. Let your hands come back down, hands to shins or fingertips to floor, flat back. Inhaling, sit the hips back, lift the arms up into chair. Again, you can choose where you have your arms if it's uncomfortable for it to be up there, but draw the belly in here, neutral hips so we're not tilting the pelvis forwards and we're not tucking it under. Feel that energy so you're pushing down into the floor. Just check knees stay in line with the feet. If you want to stand your feet together and squeeze your inner thighs together, it's your choice. Now, can you feel your butt supporting your pelvis here? You just want to gently squeeze your sit bones in towards each other to find that strength. Stepping right leg back. A long step, but with your heel to the floor, warrior one. So here, actively roll the right hip forwards. If this feels too strong, rest your hand on your, or both hands on your front thigh. Yeah, hold foot down. So if that's a struggle with your calf or you're squaring your hips, take your foot one step out wider. Now push down and out so you feel strong and connected to the floor. Lift the belly so we feel connected to your core. Lift the arms so we strengthen the back of the shoulders. Relax your neck. Bring your hands down to the floor. Shift forwards. Lift the back leg into standing split, or keep the foot down for pyramid. Nice. If you're in standing split, stretch the legs. Everyone squeeze the belly in. Try and close the space between your thigh and your chest. That comes from abdominal strength. Take a long step back, land the foot into lunge, stepping back into downward dog. Right leg, no, left leg rises on the inhale, three-legged dog. At the top, bend the knee, open the hip, tense your spine so it feels supported. Step the foot forwards to lunge as you inhale. As you exhale, find your pyramid. Pull the hips up and back. Stepping forwards on the inhale, on the exhale, forward fold. Breathing in, hands to shins, find your flat back. So ideally, torso becomes parallel to the floor. So let it feel like the centre of the chest is edging forwards, shoulders squeeze back. Now here, it's more comfortable to have the feet a little bit wider as we take the arms behind and clasp, although it's personal preference, you choose. Pull the belly in, tip over and fold. Now here, observe your shoulder position. If it feels like the space is closing between your shoulders and your neck, then retract your shoulder blades. So by that I mean pull your shoulders down towards the center of your back so you feel your upper back engaging. And that gives us a little bit more support. Reach the knuckles up and over, and actively curl your chin towards your chest. Gently walk the eye gaze forwards. Pull the belly in, let your hands come to your shins. On your next inhale, then chair. Oh, we nearly got to stand then. Push your hips back. Find that tiny little stool behind you. Yeah. Nice, take a long step back with the left leg. Keep that lean forwards. Check your knees in line with the foot on the front leg. Sometimes it has a tendency just to turn inwards, and that means the bum switches off. So just squeezing the bum into the center of the pelvis can turn the knee out. Again, you can adapt your arms. Push down through the back heel, the heel of the back leg. Squeeze the thigh from the kneecap of the left leg too. One more breath in. One more breath out. Then bring the hands down. Fold your chest over. Either pull the hip back for pyramid with the feet in the same position, or shift forwards and lift into standing split. Remember, your standing split does not have to look a certain way. It just needs to feel empowering in this moment. One more breath in. One more breath out. Then land the leg along, step back if it's up. Step back to plank and flow, or choose child's pose if you wish. Everyone down the dog. Lift your right leg. It always sounds like I'm short, don't I? Lift your right leg up for three-legged dog. Bend the knee at the top, open the hip. Step the foot forwards on the inhale, find lunge. On the exhale, find pyramid, pull back. Now this time, step the back foot in, land the foot. Place your left hand towards the inner edge of your right foot, and then turn your chest towards the right side for twisted pyramid, right hand up. Or if you've got a block, you can place your hand on the block or hand to shin. And if you need to, you can bend this front knee a little bit more to give you space. Nice, think length in your spine. Open through the chest. Strong and anchored into the ground. Now here you can choose to stay here or shift your weight into your right leg. You may want to step your left hand even forwards more, and then lift the left leg up into twisted half moon. Just an option. You don't have to take it, or you can come part the way there with just the weight forwards and the back leg with the toe light to the ground. Screw that supporting hand into the floor. Screw the supporting foot into the floor. Take a long step back into lunge. Oh, that was strong on the outer hip, wasn't it? Stepping back into downward dog. Left leg rises on the inhale. Bend the knee at the top, open the hip. Step the foot forward between the hands to lunge. Nice. Exhale, pull back into pyramid. Now here, notice the difference with the back heel off the floor. We can lift the tailbone up a little higher. And then just step that foot in just a tiny bit until you can push the heel of the foot down. Again, you can choose to go wider, just like in Warrior One. And then turn your chest towards the left leg, left arm up, right hand supports you either on the floor. You can have the fingertips on the ground, on the block, or on the shin. And just keep edging your right shoulder towards the left side. Back leg, squeeze your thigh from the kneecap, so that's the right leg. Connects us a little bit firmer to that stability and control. Either choose to stay here. If you do and your arm aches, feel free to wrap it behind your back or shift forwards. Anchor your hand to the floor, even if that means bending the left knee a tiny bit more. Twisted half moon. Or a half twisted moon with the foot on the floor lightly. I think I just made that name up. I feel, yeah, amazing. It's looking amazing, everyone. Take a long step back. Land the foot, bring the hands down, step back into plank. And then either step back into child's pose or flow to child's pose this time. Bum down to the heels. Take the knees a little bit wider. Feet together. And then slide one arm underneath the armpit with the other arm. But keep your forehead square to the floor. So we get that deeper stretch through the side of the shoulder. Try and let go around your thighs, your hips, your lower back. Changing sides. Unthread that arm, reach it forwards. Take the other arm underneath the armpit. Again, keep your head, your forehead, your eye gaze square down. If it feels like your shoulder is shrugging up towards your ear, just pull it down. Maybe give yourself some space to do that. And then let the weight of your body take you deeper into the stretch. One more breath in. One more breath out. And unthread the arm. Spin round onto your back. And then we're going to finish in banana. So shift your hips over. Doesn't really matter which way you go. Let's say to the left side of your mat. Slide your feet down to the bottom right-hand corner of your mat. And then slide your shoulders to the top right-hand corner of your mat. Arms overhead. If your arms start to lift away from the floor here, you can take them wider or place something underneath them so you can relax them down. Take hold of the left wrist with the right hand to increase that bow shape, that banana shape through the left side of the body. If you wish to, cross your left ankle over the top of the right ankle. And then just checking in with the hips and the rib cage so that they're still grounded to the floor. If it feels like your left side, your left hip is lifting away from the floor, reduce the curve of the bend until you can anchor. And just breathe space into both sides of your body. Particularly around your waist, up the edges of your lower back. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. And then slowly return back to the centre of your mat, uncrossing the top leg first, the left leg, bringing both legs back into the centre, bringing your arms and your shoulders back to the centre, and lift your hips over to the right edge of your mat. Drop the feet towards the bottom left-hand corner, slide the shoulders to the top left-hand corner. Take hold of the right wrist with the left hand if it feels good for your upper body. And then cross the right ankle over the left ankle if you wish. You do not have to, especially if it feels really tight around the outer part of your hip and lower back on that side. Take a really deep breath in, and as you do, envision your arms reaching further and your feet reaching further. And as you exhale, just let go, let your whole body soften and relax. Remember feeling that supportive energy from the ground. Feeling that protected energy. Take a deep breath in. Let it feel warming. As you breathe out, welcome movement back into your body. Returning back to the center of your mat. And then position yourself so you're evenly placed on the floor. You may wish to have your knees bent. And if you do, let your knees fall together and let the feet part so you can completely relax. Or it may feel better to have the legs lengthened out. Feeling every single part of your body that's touching the floor connect further with the ground. And then breathing down to the belly so we feel the whole torso expanding. Breathing out, release it slowly so your exhalation lengthens. Breathing in, breathing out. Staying with every breath. Observing the journey and being part of the journey. surrendering. And feeling okay to surrender because you know that the floor's got your back. Take one final deep breath in here. Draw some energy into the body. And as you let it go, start to create some movement. Whether that's just with the roll of the head from side to side, or the rubbing of the fingers. And then doing whatever your body calls for right now. Although if you wish to stay exactly where you are for longer, then you are more than welcome to. But in your own time, in your own way, bring yourself back up to seated.